Hey guys, what's up? It's Thunder here once again, and I'm going to be explaining my CC macro today. Sort of like scatter trap, but I don't use scatter. Most hunters do. Most hunters question why I don't. Not saying I don't use scatter, I just don't use it in that specific sequence. Why? Because I find it useful for other things. A lot more useful for other things. Sorry, I'm not other hunters. I don't play like other hunters. Not saying I'm better or worse than other hunters. I just have a different play style. That's all. For example, my freezing trap, the cool little symbol with the 50 shades of gray, if you will. Cast freezing trap. Cast web wrap special ability. No mods. Cast target equals focus. Bad manner. Special ability. Special ability is just pet ability. Exotic pets. Bad manner is a small monkey blind, set focus, web wrap, shale spiders, normal spiders, silithids, whatever, and then freezing trap. I all hope you know what that is. I really do. Anyways, for example, let's say I'm using my shale spider. He's ugly. I need a purple one. But anyways, I'm using my shell spider. He has his web wrap. I don't have it on my bars because I don't use it on my bars. I don't click it. But web wrap. See how it's not on auto. It should never be on auto. It just shouldn't. I currently don't have my monkey in my stables because I was doing other things. I was doing normal BGs where I don't CC as much. But when you have the monkey in the stables and the shale spider out, your shale spider is going to be your main pet. I use the shale spider over a crane because crane has a 4-second sleep and a shale spider has a 3-second web wrap, but I normally play with a shaman and a warrior. Excuse me. So I give kings with the shale spider. That's just embrace of the shale spider. It increases all stats by 5. But when you summon your stables, it calls out all 5 pets. Like, for example, it would be a shale spider, spirit beast, devil soar, core hound, and the monkey. You just make sure all your like roar sacrifice and bullheaded is on manual. I'll explain to use those in a different vid, but your CC should also be not on auto, because you make macros for it. And even though you can't have like 5 different ability bars for every pet you have, you can, however, make macros for the CC and they will still CC. For example, let's say I'm playing against the counter KFC, Warrior Hunter Ardruid, for example. Put the Ardruid on focus, use web wrap and freezing trap on the warrior, and my monkey will automatically blind the druid since he's on focus. So 2 different pets are doing CC there, and as well as scatter trapping the warrior, or freeze web trapping. I still call it scatter trapping even though I don't use scatter. It's just something I do, because if I say web trapping, people will panic and they're like, why aren't you scattering, blah blah blah. So I just started calling it scatter trapping. It saves a lot of people heart attacks and prevents people from doing all kinds of stupid things on the internet. But for example, the druid will be blinded, so he'll be out for 4 seconds, not being able to dispel the trap on the warrior, and then that gives me enough time for my shaman to get off a hex or my warrior to charge shockwave. And even if the warrior does get out somehow, that's when I use my scatter trap, my scatter shot anyways, for just to scatter him and take away his DPS and cooldowns for another 5 seconds. And it's a really useful way to CC, and non-DR, you really can't go wrong with it. Double CCing and plus saving your scatter for a different time, it's absolutely amazing. And I also have my disengage set for narrow escape. So as soon as the warrior gets out of that, you run up to him, disengage back to your healer, and he's whapped for another 5 seconds, I think it is, unless he gets dispelled. But most of the time, he won't, either because dispel's on cooldown, or they're saving it for something different, and I don't know. Half of the time when I use web wrap, though, they don't get dispelled, so I just keep using it. But besides that, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, concerns, complaints, anything, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you when I can. Leave them on my channel, whatever. Private message me. I don't really care. I'll get back to you eventually, somehow, some way. If there's a will, there's never a way. But subscribe, like it, and leave suggestions for future videos. Thank you, guys.